strains 16 and 18, which are the most aggressive, which cause cervical cancer. We can also test for other STIs such as herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and others.
Patients with an abnormal HPV and an abnormal cytology shall be referred to the colposcopy clinic. At that clinic, we shall assure that you get the proper treatment and guidance.
So come in and access this new service. Your health is our priority.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluffs. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
A wonderful Friday afternoon to you, everyone. Welcome once again to the big issues. Now, there I go again. Remembering my time way back in Antigua when I hosted a program by that name. It's been as long time. My wires haven't become crossed. Welcome once again to the real issues with me, Shelton Daniel, your host and producer, alongside Alton Jaquan Joseph, our technical operator. Hope you've been having a good day so far. It is a wonderful day, I must say, in all respects and so on. Sunny. I'm no longer talking about the heat. It looks like it's cooling down somewhat. Jaquan, I had a shower this morning and I noticed, yeah, as if the water felt a little cooler, I think I've been saying how for a long time I've never, night or day, never needed to touch hot water, just bathe with the water as it comes from the pipe and it's just great, morning, whatever it is. But this morning it felt a tad cooler than what I've become accustomed to. So I don't know, are we sliding into, the end of the year, cool down and so on? But every time we say that, the sun and the heat, they come out again to remind us, hey, we're still there, we're still there, So, folks, the important thing is always remember to hydrate sufficiently, drink enough water. Don't regard it as a nuisance that you need to, relieve yourself more when you do that. It's for your health and so on. There's a lot of complaint about headaches these days. I talk to a lot of people, my friends, and it's a frequent thing about the headaches. I can't diagnose or tell you what your headache is caused by, but I know whenever I had those headaches that bothered me in the night, in your sleep, they wake you up and so on. Usually it was nothing that a little water, could not fix. Or even sometimes, if you've got the kettle and you can put it on, a little tea and so on that you can drink. One thing I can tell you, if it's for want of tea, Jaquan is not going to have any headache whatsoever. This guy drinks tea. He drinks tea all day long, This guy asks for a quick break when he's doing the program, when he knows, and he steps out, and it's some tea he's going to drink. So he will be very well taken care of. All right? I have a guest who has just arrived, so my talking today won't be something that you will have to put up with or tolerate for much longer. And in fact, I was just making up the time until the guest arrived. I have to be honest with you on that, Yeah, the guest is no stranger to me, no stranger to us, I'm sure, when we'll see her come into the frame. And she wants to talk about something that I was once part of and very interested in myself, Yeah, I used to be one, a long time ago and so on. And it was quite a lot of fun, quite enjoyable, had a family feel to it. So, people, it's no surprise that we'll be talking about Toastmasters. Yeah, Toastmasters International. And Toastmasters International will be or is in the process of celebrating 100 years. And Toastmasters has local clubs. I think they have 4 local clubs in St. Lucia. And one of them is the Public Service Toastmasters Club. And the individual with me is the Vice President responsible for membership of that Public Service Toastmasters Club. I think they have the National Insurance Toastmasters Club as well. I was once a founding member of the Viewfort Toastmasters Club. I think it became defunct after some time. But, we became interested after the Castries Toastmasters Club reached out and attended a few of the events and so on. And there was a pioneering effort for the Viewfort Toastmasters Club. Spent a while there, met some wonderful people. Can never forget the leadership provided, by Mr. Thomas Rosary, magnificent Toastmaster. Mr. Edward Harris was a man who often came as a featured, invited guest and so on. And I remember so many other people. Augustus Cadet, who later became a permanent secretary in social transformation. There was Winston Lubin, nicknamed Father. There was Eldrana Daniel. There was Jeanette Hughes, she was Jeanette Hyacinth before. All those people were part of it all, and I really enjoyed the time. We used to meet at the Kimutrai Hotel. In those days, the owner, Mr. Kenny Williams, the brother of the late former MP for Viewfort South, Bruce Williams, and the former Governor General, Boswell Williams, same family of the Williams and so on. We used to meet up there, and such nice people they were as hosts and so on. I always have fond memories of Toastmasters and so on. So the person with me is Miss Yvonne Edwin. And good afternoon to you, Yvonne. Welcome.
Good afternoon. And
to the Real Issues. It's not your first time on the program, but I think it's your first time in studio with me.
Yes.
Yeah, some time ago we spoke about on the phone about the situation at VG Beach and the destruction of the turtle hatchlings, by dogs, all this sort of thing. So we've spoken on environmental issues because Yvonne is a senior and long-serving member of staff of the Department of Fisheries.
Yes.
That's correct?
Yes.
What's the position now?
I'm a fisheries biologist.
Fisheries biologist, okay. So, this is a lady with a very varied life because, she goes under the water to look at, the state of what's going on, with our fisheries and our fish stocks and those things. Does all those studies. Yvonne is also a former president of the Civil Service Association, and I remember interviewing her in those days when she was canvassing, and I remarked at the time what a cool person she is. No agitation, no exciting herself, and she calmly went on to win the presidency. But today she's here to talk about Toastmasters.
Toastmasters.
Yes.
Toastmasters is. Toastmasters, having been established in 1924, actually on October 22nd, when it was established by Dr. Ralph Smedley, he felt the need for men within his organization to enhance their speaking skills, their ability to speak and to communicate. And this was where Toastmasters was established. And this year, 2024, marks the 100th anniversary. And so the 4 Toastmasters Club in St. Lucia, we've partnered with the district, with the area, with the international organization on ensuring that we recognize this milestone. Toastmasters have been in St. Lucia. You would have gone back in history. Some of the names I don't recognize.
Yes.
And the club, the Viewfort Club.
Sherita Gregoire, who used to work at the OECS.
Gregoire, no.
Sherita Gregoire. She went back to Dominica after some time. But I'm just saying she was one of those persons who were really there,
right.
Holding up, inspiring and giving encouragement. Yes, I remember all that.
Yes, and you would have mentioned Jeanette Hughes, and Jeanette Hughes was actually part of our club, the Public Service Toastmasters Club. More recently, she would have joined the Public Service Toastmasters Club. So it was very good to hear the history and where Toastmasters came from, because in the 80s when the club started, like you would have said, the Viewfort Club, then the Castries Club, they defunct after a while, and NIC has been that club since the 80s that have remained. After NIC, we did have the Public Service Toastmasters Club. We had a club within Sandals, and they got defunct as well. We now have the Platinum Artistic Club, which really targets artists and persons within that industry. And now recently, just this year, we had a new club chartered, the UE Global Campus.
Okay.
And so currently we have 4 clubs on islands, all meeting at varying times, mainly on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. And the meetings are generally either at 5:30 or at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Some clubs meet weekly, whilst others would meet twice for the month. And each of the meetings are generally the same concept, the same Toastmasters International program or path is followed. However, each club would have its own unique style or fashion of doing things. And so for the listeners out there, we want to tell you about the 100th anniversary to encourage you to be part of the Toastmasters program, as it teaches communication and leadership skills. A lot of times people hear Toastmasters and they wonder, what is this? What is this Toastmasters about? Is it toasting bread or is it a toast? But generally it is a development program or an educational tool for personal development where you're not taught, but you learn communication and leadership skills. And it's not predominantly public speaking. Public speaking is one component of communication. And so the 4 clubs on islands, we are recognizing the 100th anniversary. We do have a significant event on Tuesday because it's the actual birth date celebration anniversary. And so we're putting on a public open house at Constitution Park. So we are going to be putting on a live demonstration. Some persons find it maybe just too much to join in a Zoom meeting on a weekly basis or to find the clubs at the different locations. And so we felt for this 100th anniversary, why not bring a meeting to the public? And because of the high
looking on
table topics, they would be able to take in a speech or two. And like I said, it's a public live demonstration of what Toastmasters really entails. For the passerbys, persons going through the city and just going to catch their bus or leaving work, they may want to stop for 5-10 minutes, and we will accommodate that because we have a display table. We have our officers on hand who could have a quick chat with you as you go through, or you may want to sit into the session. It starts at 5 p.m. So we will be ready to go at 5 p.m. And it's Tuesday the 22nd, and the meeting will last. The meetings are generally about an hour to an hour and a half. Of course,
That's one thing about Toastmasters, they know how to keep things tight.
Your agenda, and that is what, when we speak of the leadership skills, it teaches you time management. It teaches you the various concepts as it relates to planning, to organizing, and to being an overarching leader. And of course, some of these components I have mentioned are very key. And time management, having an agenda that is set. You have persons who would carry out various roles, role players during a meeting, and that teaches you. Firstly, you may want the accounter who would keep tabs on your how many crutches you are holding on to, those so's and and you knows or repeated phrases. And so each role in a meeting prepares you to become a better leader.
Wonderful stuff, brings me back to the time. And as we are talking, other people who were part of it and so on, if not Castries Toastmasters, who used to come down to encourage, included Honorable Emma Hippolyte back in those days.
Okay.
Yes, I think she was with NIC at
yes,
the time. Actually, So Honorable Emma Hippolyte is another of those people that I remember. Mr. Nicolas Jean-Baptiste, the lawyer, he's from Monrepo, in community. There was Mr. Floyd Alexander, who was a football, local football association referee and all of that. And Floyd was very, very enthusiastic. He had a tendency to stammer, and I think
that helped him.
It was always nice to see when he was delivering. That somehow that Toastmasters program, and I suppose his own other involvements and so on, would have helped him, or he would have expressed himself in a manner that he wouldn't know. That Floyd, Winston Lubin, the community, they call him father down in Beaufort community, probably retired now. These kinds of people were always there, and it was so nice to be in there. And one thing I find about Toastmasters, apart from what you go for self-improvement in communicating and leadership, it's almost like the bonds of friendship and camaraderie and so on.
Exactly.
These things
that
have
networking,
exactly.
that bringing persons together, and you feed off each other.
Exactly.
As persons coming into a network, into a team, they come in with different skill sets, strengths, weaknesses, and so the Toastmasters program is one where you don't have a lecturer or a facilitator, but what you have is a network of people who have strengths. You come in with certain or particular areas you want to improve, enhance, to sharpen, and your mentor, somebody who will be assigned to you who has similar traits as you, or maybe in coming in the club atmosphere, you recognize, I want to aspire to become a speaker like this. I want to become a leader like that. And so you would be aligned with a buddy, a partner who will help and assist you and offer guidance. The person will not be your teacher or prefect in any way, but more or less that person who could, guide you in a direction that you may want to go.
Okay.
Yes.
I know you didn't come here to give a personal testimonial to talk about yourself, but it may be helpful. Tell us about your own journey with Toastmasters. What really would have drawn you and made you want to try it out and so on, and how long you've been at it and how it has influenced or impacted you, you would say.
I have been a Toastmaster from March of 2011, so it is actually 13 years.
That's a long time.
As we speak, I am now a distinguished Toastmaster.
Ooh, that's the highest.
Yes, and a distinguished Toastmaster is when you have completed the various components and the communication and leadership, and it's the highest honor in Toastmasters. Yes. And so for persons who are hearing my voice, you may feel that you're reserved, you're timid, you have so much to say, but yet you can't present it, or you can present but don't know what to say, how to say it, how to summarize your thoughts or bring it together in a concise manner. Toastmasters is the place for you. Okay. You may feel that maybe in your work environment you are required or called upon to communicate certain things that you need that place you can go to build on whatever that weakness is. Toastmasters is the place for you. Okay. When I started my journey as a Toastmaster, I was a young public servant at the time. I think I always had the ability to speak, because of course I have a mouth, I have 2 ears, and so I could listen and speak. However, formulating certain things and writing, you would have gone to school so you know how to write. But Toastmasters is that place, after knowing you can speak, knowing you have the ability to listen, receiving your CXCs or competencies in English, in the English language, there is still that platform that is needed to sharpen and bring all this together. Because in most settings when we are with friends, we are able to speak freely, have a conversation on whatever topic is at hand, whether we're drinking, not drinking, or just overall networking, we have that ability. However, when it comes to speaking in front of a mic, you're positioned in front of a television or a news prompt and you're asked to say something, that is when the difficulty falls in. Okay. So at the time I joined, I didn't even know why I was joining. I went to a demonstration meeting. It was held at NIC. And from that first meeting, I knew it was the right place for me. Not what I was actually going to do there or how long I would stay, but it sparked my interest from that point. And I have gone through the levels. I have chosen a path within the Toastmasters Pathway program, and I sharpened what I needed as I went along. What is important to note is every speech that you deliver, every project that you encounter or you choose to do, there is always a level of feedback that you receive. So through everything that you will participate in Toastmasters, you should be prepared for that critical feedback. And it develops you personally, in your professional capacity, because receiving feedback is one of the things that helps you grow. It helps you to challenge yourself firstly for the next time.
And that is the Toastmasters thing, apart from the counter and the table topics master.
And the grammarian, right.
Yes, exactly.
And the grammarian,
like and instant feedback.
Yes, you get instant feedback, and you have a team of persons who are evaluating you. So you have the timer who will keep track of your speech. So if you're speaking for 5 minutes, minutes, you ought to be on time and deliver that presentation in 5 minutes.
Okay.
There are requirements where you may have to speak for 10 or 12. The time may vary, but what is important is your delivery within that time, and the timer will keep a check. And you have a signaling device, a light that would, or some indication when you are coming close to your time, and that in itself is important. We've gone to town hall meetings, we've gone to things that we're invited to, and things never seem to start on time.
They go on and on.
They go on and on. The purpose of whatever that is lost. And so Toastmasters teaches or allows you to train yourself to better organize, plan,
and 2 minutes, and you're not supposed
to go over. Will come down. Yes. So
and that's part of leadership,
all of these roles help you in one way or another. So listeners, you should come down on Tuesday afternoon. It's at 5 p.m. It is a time when there is a lot of traffic, pedestrian traffic within the Constitution Park area. We will be set up and ready to put on a demonstration meeting. Some of the roles that I have mentioned, you will see it on hand. You will see it for yourself. You will see how it's done. And the meeting will be in a format that anyone passing at any time you can get there. You will be able to get something from it.
Okay, all right. And let me just recap, because the Toastmasters have put out a press release that encapsulates a lot of what Yvonne has said, but just for the purpose of reinforcement. This year marks the 100th anniversary of Toastmasters. Let's read in 2 paragraphs from it, okay? Of Toastmasters International, and a series of special events, programs, and planned initiatives are organized to celebrate this milestone. In St. Lucia, key activities include media promotions, demonstration meetings, panel discussions, and social events. An open house event has been slated for Tuesday, October 22nd, 2024 at Constitution Park from 5 to 7 p.m. The open house event provides a platform for Toastmasters to share their testimonies, insights on their Toastmasters journey, and a wide range of information on the ultimate benefits of Toastmasters, as well as opportunities to sharpen leadership, communication, and personal development. All right, folks, in St. Lucia, as Yvonne would have told you, there are 4 Toastmasters clubs, namely Platinum Artistic Toastmasters Club. I would join that one just for the name. That sounds so prestigious, Platinum Artistic.
Platinum.
Okay, NIC, which is National Insurance Corporation Toastmasters Club. University of the West Indies, UWI Global Campus St. Lucia Toastmasters Club, and the Public Service Toastmasters Club, each providing a unique environment and opportunity for transformative development in communication and leadership skills.
That is correct. Transformative leadership. Building and speaking in terms of confidence. Persons may have low self-esteem, and they want a platform where they could teach themselves, because like I said, you have no teacher or lecturer who would take you through the program, but what you would get is guidance. So it is your ability to be committed, firstly, that has to come into play. You would need to have the interest, I should say, firstly, and then the commitment. And from those two, you will be able to develop and grow as a better speaker and a better leader.
I remember also receiving copies of the Toastmasters magazine.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Little tips. I remember a little sidebar where it called Dog Puppies.
Oh, I can't remember that one.
Talking about the dog puppies, what it was saying, the redundancies that we use in speech.
In speech, okay.
If it's a puppy, it has to be a dog.
Yes, yes.
So you don't need to go and say, like you hear some people talking about a dead body was pulled or was recovered from the water.
Yes.
And the thing is, the moment you reach the point of referring to a human being as a body,
yes,
it's automatic. You don't need to say that it's a dead body.
Or reverse back.
Yes.
And that sort of a thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
These are the kind of things that you get little, which the table topics will also point out to you. There'll always be somebody in the audience who will be giving, the feedback and will say, okay, I heard you say this and that or the other, etc., etc. But what about schools outreach? Do we ever attend that?
We do have a youth program. So persons who are below the age of 18, so to become a Toastmaster, to register into the program, you have to be 18 and above. However, there's the youth component. It's inactive at the moment in St. Lucia because it's one where the young persons have not truly shown that commitment to maintain a club. So we've started up the club at several points, but the commitment continues to be diminishing as soon as the startup happens. So it is something that we're still open-minded to continue. It would require an active involvement of somebody who is maybe retired or does not have a full-time job, because going into the schools would be somewhere between 8 and 3 p.m. And so we have to find creative ways of finding that best fit. We do have a virtual platform now that we could probably consider, but it has to be a hand-in-glove sort of an initiative where the students want this, the parents want this, and I know as Toastmasters, we always want to build the Toastmasters and membership program.
Okay,
so,
all right. This is good. Of this 100 years that Toastmasters has been in existence, I don't know if you've bothered to research the history, but how much of that 100 years have they been present in St. Lucia? I mean, I can think back.
The history that I have is that somewhere in the 80s was when the clubs had started defunct in some way. That's where the history takes me back.
Toastmasters was around 88 or so, 87, 88.
It was the early 80s, that's what I was told.
Close to 40, you know.
Yes, Toastmasters have been in St. Lucia. I would think it's more than 4 decades that they have in one way or another gone through our history. And of course you would have leaders coming out of those clubs that would have been established in St. Lucia since the 80s.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, so if someone hearing this discussion we have in this conversation, it piques their interest. They want to find out more about Toastmasters. They want to find out how they can become a member. They want to find out where they should show up, to get an idea of things. Can you share that information with them? Number to call, email, whatever it is.
Definitely. Your first point of contact with Toastmasters can be on Tuesday, because we have no meetings between today and Tuesday.
Okay.
Secondly, if you're still interested and just want to research it before coming on Tuesday, you could go to the Toastmasters website. It's Toastmasters International. You could Google Toastmasters, and a series of information on Toastmasters will pop up. If you're wondering, does this have any financial, I really can't afford anything at this time, what I would say is this is a lifetime investment, and it is a cost-effective one as well, that you cannot really put a price tag on. In all honesty, if you really want to develop personally, there is always a fee or some association to a cost that you would have to cover, because the website runs, the material have to be passed on to you. And like I said, this is an international organization. And
I don't know any club that's free.
Exactly.
It's
and how it works out is it's $10 US a month.
Okay.
You want to remain a Toastmaster for a lifetime, or you want to do this for 3 months, 6 months, you believe what you want to work on, you could give yourself that time frame of 6 months, and if that is your choosing, you can do so.
Okay.
But it works out to $10 US a month to be in the program. There is a first time, one time, a lifetime registration of $20 US.
Okay.
This is a lifetime registration. If you drop out at any point, you come back in the next 5 years, you never have to pay this again.
Okay.
So it's $20 US to start up, $10 US monthly to maintain your membership.
And I think you get a kit or something? When
you get a startup kit.
Right.
Before, there were the manuals that would have been mailed to you, and the magazines you spoke of would have been sent to you every month. But of course, as time has evolved, everything is digitized, and you go on the website, you have an account, you have your registration, you go in on the website, you log in, and all of your material is there. So there's no need to keep it in a cabinet. There's no need to come to a meeting with a manual, because when I started in 2011, we actually had the manual. You had to bring your manual to be evaluated, and so it served as a more of a reference point, because you could have flipped through the pages and see where you would have progressed or need to work on something. But all of this is maintained through the Toastmasters website.
Okay. Presently, are you able to tell us the 4 Toastmasters clubs? What are their meeting places and the times? So for example, your own public service, say we meet at this place every Thursday.
Yes, I can. So the NIC Toastmasters Club, they meet on a Wednesday, every Wednesday, 6th floor, NIC building. That's a central location. The meeting starts at 5:30. Like I said, it's 6th floor, NIC building, every Wednesday.
Okay.
Public Service Toastmasters Club, we meet on the 1st and 3rd Tuesday, so twice a month. We have one in-person meeting where we would select a venue, again, just to the creativity of it, and we meet online. both of our meetings, we tend to keep the hybrid format, even though we're meeting in person. So you can catch us online for both meetings on a Tuesday, the first and third Tuesday. So twice a month, Public Service Toastmasters, we meet at 6 p.m. The Platinum Artistic, your favorite because of the name, they meet on a Monday at 6 p.m.
Yes.
And the UE Global Campus, they just started off. They're a very, novice club. They've had their third meeting so far. Okay. They meet every other Wednesday. Okay. So they're starting up. They meet at 6 p.m. now. They meet on the morn at the UE campus in the conference room. Okay. So again, the 4 clubs, Platinum meets on a Monday, every Monday. NIC meets every Wednesday. UE, they do hybrid. So you go to the campus to be in person, or you could visit them online, virtual. And Public Service, same format on a Tuesday.
All right.
You can join virtually, but we have one meeting a month in person.
Okay,
yes.
All right, okay.
Since COVID, we've sort of relied on the Zoom and virtual platform because of the convenience of it.
Yes.
And even how this year we've really tried to transition into our in-person meetings, and even our members sometimes they prefer to log in online because again, getting home and everything, you're saturated from work. Some persons still prefer the virtual platform.
Okay, so Yvonne, I'll invite you to wrap up our segment here. If there's anything that my questioning didn't cover that maybe you want to share, do so. I congratulate you for your journey and your rise in the Toastmasters road of progress and so on, and thank you for sharing with us. But
yes,
your wrap up.
Listeners, Toastmasters is this platform that allows you to learn by doing. Through your commitment, through your interest, through your active involvement, you can personally grow and develop your communication and leadership skills. Toastmasters teaches of the mantra where leaders are made, and it truly formulates and provides the various and vast components that are required for a leader. It also stems from a promise of better listening, better speaking, and better thinking. All components that are required for communication. If you listen, if you think before you speak, then you portray, you would effectively communicate. And all 3 components are necessary for communication. Of course, as you become more confident, you will become a better public speaker, but it requires commitment. And so I offer you this opportunity to visit the 4 clubs in St. Lucia. We're celebrating 100 years. If it's the first time you're hearing about Toastmasters, you have an opportunity on Tuesday at 5 p.m. to visit us at Constitution Park.
Okay, thank you so very much, Yvonne Edwin, Vice President, responsible for membership with the Public Service Toastmasters Club, but of course now advocating on behalf of all of them because of the observance of 100 years of Toastmasters around the world. Toastmasters International, founded in 1924, and Tuesday, October 22nd, as she said, there'll be kind of like an open house on the Derek Walcott Square
at Constitution Park. Constitution Park.
Constitution Park, 5 to 7 p.m. And when they tell you they'll stick to the time, they are going to stick to the time. Once again, congratulations to you for having risen to the highest level of accomplishment in Toastmasters. But the journey is never completed, and a person never gets complacent. That even being a distinguished Toastmaster, Yvonne knows that she has to keep on, pushing for even greater progress and excellence, and also helping and inspiring others along the way. Nice having you.
Yes.
And we'll take our break right now. When we come back, I didn't tell you before, but Terence Fenelon has agreed to return today, recognizing that we couldn't accommodate, callers and so on. And so after the break, we'll have Terence Fenelon again in studio with us.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with big issues. Big issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
the Ministry of Health has launched yet another service under universal health coverage. This new service includes conducting pap smears using liquid-based cytology, which will assist in eliminating cervical cancer.
This new method of conducting pap smears is more comfortable and more convenient. So ladies, contact your nearest wellness center to get to know about our pap smear clinics.
Turnaround time for HPV testing is 1 week. Any abnormal or positive test, there'll be a following week for cytology testing. We're also going to test for HPV strains 16 and 18, which are the most aggressive, which cause cervical cancer. We can also test for other STIs, such as herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and others.
Patients with an abnormal HPV and an abnormal cytology shall be referred to the colposcopy clinic. At that clinic, we shall assure that you get the proper treatment and guidance.
So come in and access this new service. Your health is our priority.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you at Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
Staying with the real issues, our final program for the week on this Friday. It is the 18th, and you know that's not hard for me to remember the date. You know, the 18th of October. You know why? Because of yesterday. You know, yesterday was the 17th and all of that. The day before was the 16th. You know, World Food Day, Fetlama gave it.
Right.
Yes, you know. So today is the 18th of October, 2024, and as I told you before the break, he's agreed to come back again today. Let's say good afternoon once again to Terry Fenelon.
Good afternoon, comrade. Nice to be here.
Yes, and the people, you know,
oh yes,
they always look forward to your...
I am very appreciative of that.
Yes.
The listeners and the followers on Facebook and YouTube. Yes, I'm very happy to be back. You know, yesterday was kind of truncated, so to be, in a way.
Yes,
the minister called.
Yes.
And yes, we do have the issues in the health services,
Yes.
but it's been addressed. I think today he released a statement
Yes, okay.
that there was a few hires.
I got a call from someone saying that statement will be forthcoming. I don't know
Right.
if it has hit my inboxes yet,
But I did put it in the real issues group.
Okay, all right.
So
okay.
it's there.
Excellent. Okay.
All right. And so we are getting there slowly but surely, because we can't correct everything overnight.
Okay.
I mean, when you have problems going back decades,
Yes.
it'll take some doing to correct. And so the move is to correct the issues that are presenting themselves, and we shall do that. And as we prepare, Shelton, you know, we're preparing for the big day. Folks, Sunday is going to be great. We head down to the south of the island. Normally, Sunday is my day to relax.
Yeah.
And I'll confess, this will be my second outing,
right.
basically. The first one was at Fonson.
All right.
You know, as a civil servant, I respected the rules of my employment, so we couldn't be actively involved in politics.
Exactly.
You know, although I see these days people are flaunting those rules and laws, policemen openly attacking the government and civil. You know, I I grew up in a time when that was a no-no, so that was instilled in us. You keep your political aspirations and your political affiliations to yourself. You do the work of the country and the work of the government elected by the people. But this is, I noticed that there's a major departure where people, they don't hide it, they mask it, they don't mask it. Policemen and others openly denigrating the government, the prime minister and stuff. I'm not calling for, there must be freedom of association, but I think you have to respect the rules. So that'll be my second outing, basically, because I'm no longer shackled. And I think it's going to be a great day. Comrade Ralph Gonzalez will be around.
Yes.
He's a man of great stature. Not just intellectual stature. I like when he and Dr. Anthony butt heads, you get two giants discussing issues on a level that you just have to, sit and, and soak in, And so it's going to be a great day. Our Prime Minister, I understand he will be in his constituency. That's where I should be, in my constituency. Well, the constituency where I vote in, Cash there's going to be a big launch at the Mindu Philip Park. I had the details. It's going to be Wi-Fi and all, manner of stuff happening there this afternoon. I'm just speaking to one of the technicians, Sprecher, to give me an update. So we're going to announce that. So from 2:30, I think it is. I think it's a 3-hour session because I saw all the material being put there. So people are asking what's happening in Masha. The general is there for six terms. There's a lot happening in Masha. The Kalalu building was taken down. That was, I can say, an eyesore. And I remember in the house, he said something will be going up there for the community. So there's a lot happening in Castries East. And we want everybody, to come in and see what's happening. Take pride. Indeed, to what's going on there. So we want to hail up the Prime Minister as he goes. I know that they say he's retarded, but that is not the work of a retarded gentleman.
I want to ask you something, which maybe your greater experience and so on and insight will probably help me to understand. Two things I'm observing in St. Lucia. People cause problems. They do nothing to solve the problems that are there.
Right.
But yet when a successor comes in and gets down to solving the problems, they make the solving of the problem a problem.
Correct.
That's one.
Impacts comes to mind.
Yeah, and the healthcare system in St. Lucia.
Comes to mind.
This present government is putting its
its
shoulders to the wheel and doing the things that need to be done to resolve the healthcare issues. But you have certain people are pretending like the healthcare issues began
on the 26th of July,
and it's like they have
2021 to say about it,
and they want to find every fault with it,
and it has to be fixed now.
Exactly. I keep wondering, many of the problems occurred not just during your time, but as a direct result of your blunders. A hospital is already on the path to completion. You go demolishing buildings on it. You wonder on what basis or what kind of rationale did you do that? But yet you have everything evil to speak. I have, complain about slander and those who slander of the devil. But I have every kind of slander being hurled at those who have found secured funding. Who have found the path towards completing the hospital. But it's like now
they're evil.
You are the evil one. You caused everything. And I'm just wondering, what's the psychology behind that?
I don't know, Shelton, but politics is adversarial by nature. We know that. But we have sunk to a new low. When you're going to, a man of the cloth. Well, two persons they say you must not trust, and I think Guy Joseph might be both. A clergyman who tells you how to vote, and a politician who tells you how to pray. Okay. These two people you don't trust. A clergyman who tells you how to vote, and a politician who tells you how to pray.
Okay.
One guy comes to mind on that, and they say you mustn't trust these people. So we have to be very careful as we move along. You understand? We don't trust those people. So when you hear a politician and pulpit calling on, saying that he's a man of the cloth, and he's this and he's that, he's a student of the Bible, etc., and he tells you all kinds of stuff, and then in the same the other corner of his mouth is insulting, denigrating, and putting on people, you ought to know, well, hello, stay far from those persons. But we're getting ready for Sunday, Shelton. Any expectations from you?
Well, I mean, you don't need to have
expectations. Yeah, we know there'll be that'll be a clean platform.
And I mean, you're talking about 50 years.
Yes, of one broken
continuous
representation
in a constituency. You know, and you're gonna have heavy hitters.
Oh yes,
like our political leader, like the MP, who has come from a line of unbroken succession,
right?
You know, in terms of the Labour Party, who's also the chairman of our party and so on. And we are sure we're going to see other stalwarts there as well, and the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
And we know it's going to be a platform of substance.
Exactly, always.
That is what Von Louis said.
Yeah.
The substance of government is on this side, and I'm using this side and on our side, the St. Lucia Labour Party. As I said, side. I think we must make a commitment when we refer to that other grouping. We don't say the United Workers Party because that's not the party of Sir John. We have to call it the side. That's because remember what I said when I was a little boy growing up in Marshall, and I suspect people of my age and around that side. We remember how we played, how we took the sweat. The owner of the ball.
You know what happened? As you talk about side, I remember a joke. It's not related to it, but the joke was so nice. Where I grew up in the community, we used to gather at the playing field. When it's cricket time, we play cricket, football, and whatever. And I remember we were playing our cricket, and there's a tiny fella, short, tiny fella, one of those petite players. Right. And everybody gives themselves a name. Who call themselves, Gordon Greenwich.
Yes, we did that too.
He called himself Said Anwar.
Said Anwar.
Great Pakistani
player. Yeah.
So another guy with quick wit said, "How you, a tiny fellow like you, can be
Said Anwar?
That's not say Said Anwar." They say you don't even have a whole cash.
So I think we must make a deliberate thing, because that's not a party, that's not an organization that has gone so far from what it was under Sir John. There's no constitution, there is no rule of law. Look at how candidates are selected. You understand? So the owner of the ball, the owner of the party decides, and you heard it from the chairman, that we are only selecting people who will submit to the leader.
Exactly.
So they go and they pick people, and that's how we took the sweat at Marshall Field, because I grew up in Marshall. I played all sports. I was Lapo in all, by the way. But I played all sports, Lapo in all. But that's how we chose our sides to take our sweat. You play for me. You play. You in the goal. A side. So what you've seen there, that led by Alan Chastney, is not the United Workers Party. That's a side. And we have to remember that, and that's how we have to refer to them now. That's a side. That's a side. That's not a party. There's no substance. There's no structure. Structure has gone down the drain. You understand? Yeah. So that's a side. All right. So I thought I should make that distinction. So in future endeavors, whether I'm here or whether I write something or whether, I refer to them as the side or that side.
Yes.
Because that is not a political. That I don't see any structure there. I don't see any substance there. I don't see people obeying rules. Sir John, that is not the party of Sir John. And the hardcore flubbo people. We want you to take, to be introspective. Look carefully at what is being presented to you. You have been going to meetings after meetings, and you come out with nothing. There is no plan. They don't tell you what direction they will take.
Even interactions like talk shows and tables and
it's a waste of time.
I find it so difficult to devote my time on evenings where you're already tired. You understand? To listen to them.
It's difficult.
It's just so difficult. And,
yes.
And you know what else? The bold-faced untruths and the bold-faced, misinformation and lies that is being spewed out and so on. It's like things that can be so easily debunked and so on. They are indulging.
Yes.
Wait, why should I? And you know what it does to you if you don't watch yourself? Yeah. It's a whole sort of misinformation. It's like you come here on this program, and without even wanting to, it draws you into wanting to respond.
Yes.
And you tell yourself, how long am I going to give my psychological or whatever mental
I think my my peace of mind.
Yeah, honestly, you know.
But it has the lies have to be debunked.
Yeah, they
eh?
have to
we
be
cannot ignore it. Eh? But yes, you
maybe
cannot.
that is the plan, to
Yeah.
suck all your energy every single day, every hour and minute into debunking, because it's an endless spewing out of lies.
Yeah.
You know.
So that side, you know, and I'm deliberate in that. It's not the UWB. That side, it's a side.
Yeah.
That side, I mean, they're focused on just that's right, misinformation, misleading people, propaganda. So we will debunk it. Yes, we'll be debunk the lies. I mean, easily. Look at last night, Richard Frederick. Just, you know, the thing about he and his and the PS and the house and stuff. I mean, like, seriously. These people just, I think they go to bed and decide, you know, there are some people so, when they wake up, who could I mess up today?
Yeah, honestly. I think
who am I going to mess up today? What light can we spring? You know what I mean? Every day is a scandal at CIP.
Yeah.
The scandal there, the scandal there, the scandal there. And then you have people who should know better.
Yeah.
People who have written reams about. You just decide to make something and you say, Ernest is corrupt. And this guy, everything about them. Seriously. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it for what it is. The side. That side is what it is. So it's a man with a ball. He owns the structure, what used to be a decent organization, and he's calling the shots. There are no conferences, nothing. But on Sunday, we head down. Now, you know, Shelton, this morning I was just in bed. I was having some fruits. And I remember Mr. Victor Girard.
Okay.
He did ask us to do something and we never attended to it. And I started the process. I sent it to Jacques One. He says, but we need to list the amount of money this guy has wasted. This guy is accountable for. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was just trying to brainstorm quickly. You know, I wanted to do other things I couldn't get done.
Which proves my point, you know. They put out so many things, acquisitions, that it causes an information overload. So that you have difficulty sometimes, or you are challenged.
Right.
Actually cutting through the clutter.
That's
and
right.
Focusing on the things that are relevant.
I did that. The wastage.
Yeah.
I try to tabulate. Now, listen, you there are things obviously I would have left out because I don't know it all.
Yes.
But I try to list them for you. And Mr. Victor Girard, if you're listening, that is just part of it. That's just money the man just gave away. I don't think, did I have range there? You look at it, I left out range. So when you put in the 40 whatever it is for range, that will go up to almost 450 million plus.
Right.
That's money that was just given away. That we as taxpayers, we are on the hook for that, you know, because we have to be paying that. I mean, the 6-star general has to be paying that. Fortunately, he's a nuts and bolts man, as Dr. Anthony described him, and he has his finger on the pulse, and he's bringing on the debt. 7.3 million to go and waste, give a cement manufacturer. Ojo Labs, the man took a plane went to Texas. He went to Texas, you know. And these are billionaires, you know. These guys who own Ojo Labs. They could have funded the thing. He did everything for them. So everything. And the taxpayers. Ernst & Young. Oh, I think Brother Pell, if there's one thing that Brother Pell is really irate about, is this. Because he feels that's a crime. And you see, I could understand where he's coming from. He worked in the Treasury, Ministry of Finance under Dwight Venner. And the great Osbert Dover. I say great because Osbert, everybody knows he's a brain. Dwight, Osbert, Pell and company. These guys were doing, and the other civil servants, doing that for years.
Right.
They left a legacy there where all the other civil servants coming up did that for years and the salary. But you decide you're discarding that and you're going to get a foreign firm to do the budget, spend them $45 million over the 3-year period. You know, Pomandu to do what? To tell you how you must run government. I even forgot the training. He brought all the ambassadors from around the world and all the ministers. They went to Kokopam. There was some regional training thing. I even left that out there because I'm just remembering now, to train them, to give them some certificate. That isn't worth two. You know what I mean? These fellows were they stayed at the hotel. All the government does bill for that. For what, a certificate that is worthless. One guy even told me right now he's a contract. What I said, guys, that's. Come on, really, you know, Lockerbie. Oh my God, four fields, you know, $43 million. That's an average $8 million. $8 million for one little thing, and just artificial turf. You understand? T.R. King, 112 million for that ISO. Singapore, you know, everybody says St. Lucia must be like Singapore. Why can't we be like Singapore? But Singapore scrap their horse racing stuff there, the stables they had there. It was on 297 acres. This man gave T.R. King 1,300 acres. But Singapore says, no, in our size and thing, we need that land to be put to more constructive use.
Exactly.
So last week or 2 weeks ago, that was the last race at that point. But we are stuck. We have 1,300 acres that we cannot touch yet. And we have a big ISO. You know the only people who have access to that? The side. When they have their bingo parties and the dances, they can access it, the side. So that side has access to that. We the people of St. Lucia who paid for that. We have no access. And 1,300 acres cannot be developed. That is tied up for 99 years. Well, it's about 94 now because 3 or 4 years have gone.
Yeah.
That is tied up. We will be dead. Our children and grandchildren, and that will still be tied up. And Vieux-Fort would not be able to use it unless, you know, we get radical and we do things that, you know, we have always preached doing things by the law. So I understand the bind that we are in. We will do things right. We will go to the negotiating table, try to get a diplomatic resolution to that, so our lands can be returned to us. You understand? CHTTI, there's a line item in the budget, you know. You can't just gasp it, just buy large money.
But CHTTI had a direct correlation, an association with a minister of government at the time, you know, and that seems to be a pattern which maybe we will discover more things about it. Because apart from CHTTI, we found out about rents, Alfie, owner, whatever, and all of that, you know, who were renting. The government was renting properties from them, and who was overseeing and approving them? The Minister of Finance at the time, who is an integral part of the enterprise and the family behind the enterprise, and he was actually named as a shareholder, a direct sitting functioning shareholder at the time, but approving rent to his family, in effect to his own business. I mean, isn't that something which is conflict of interest? Doesn't that impact the whole concept of integrity in public life?
That's right.
And you know, they have so much to say about corruption here, corruption there, and Richard Frederick sold the land at Bannon. You know, I don't know since when minister sells land, you know, and he sold it below price, and what's going on at the CIP, and 1.2 billion and this and that, the on and on. But not once has he ever even attempted to answer a question about those rents to his family. To himself.
That's right.
Basically, you know, that he was given there.
But everybody else is corrupt.
Everybody else is corrupt. Not once has he come back to give some explanation about why he found it necessary at taxpayers' expense to go and spend $8,500 a night for 8 nights in the UK, if that is the best that he could do. For a guy who's, you know, wanting to go and sniff out everywhere that he says there is some sense, some face.
And the journalists who go to these press conferences, they appear very timid because they don't want to ask the hard questions. You know what I mean? When the Prime Minister is on there, they go to town, they ask the most difficult questions. But thankfully, the PM is very gracious. He's graceful under pressure. He answers the question, etc. But the Shocklands.
Maybe those journalists remember the times
when he insulted
Prime Minister. It was, you know, look at somebody, let them ask the question, and turn away and say, next question, please. Where people are being attacked. I'm not going to answer.
I'm ashamed of you.
And I'm ashamed of you. I'm embarrassed for you. And this is you're a criminal, and I'm not answering questions.
Imagine that was really. You allowed the lady to ask the question. You looked at her in the eye. You listened. And then when she's finished, next question.
You know, in other words,
that was pre-planned, you know.
In other words,
premeditated.
I want you to know that this day I have for you and so on, you know. I mean, we see that thing now. Maybe they're remembering that. I think we need to give them the assurance that this dude is not coming back. He's not coming back. He's not in power. He's not in office. He's not prime minister. You need to have no fear of that. Don't disrespect him. Don't do anything like be abusive or disrespectful.
That's right. But you have to ask the question.
But at the same time, look him straight in the eye and let him know without saying so, I am not afraid of you.
That's right.
Yes.
Lockerbie. Well, we CHTTI, Shocklands, 27 Caribbean Jewels. The man bought that, 145 million. When Honorable Richard Frederick dropped that, I almost fell out of the chair.
You know what I mean?
You know, so I tabulated what I had there now, the other stuff there. Because I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, you could send stuff to us,
You mentioned the whole sandals, writing off and saying sandals.
24 million, yeah, it's there.
You know,
just give that away.
I mean, look at this thing.
You know, if
now, maybe in the end it would have been found that sandals didn't but all I'm saying is that Inland Revenue was doing an audit. Sandals disputed the assessment. And there was an audit being done to say, okay, let us go through this thing line by line with a fine-tooth comb and find out whether you just come in and just write, there's no money owed.
This is crazy.
You know, who does
do that?
Who does that? You know,
and ladies and gentlemen, even the flubbers watching and those. This is how the man is intense. That's how he was running his government. You understand? He no respect for the rules.
Just taking our money. You say we broke and
everybody will just kowtow and they were afraid of the bull in the China shop. We cannot allow that to continue. You understand? Well,
up to now, he is not. They've tried to give some semblance of explanation for sandals because we know both he and the Minister of Tourism in his cluster cabinet and so on are ex-sandals
employees
or Edge Jamaica, whatever it is, the closeness to the late Butch Stewart and so on. But you know, this whole matter about other major expenses, Alan Shastney has never tried to come and explain to us why he felt it necessary to engage Ernst & Young to come and do our budget. Over the years, our public servants, our budget people in the budget office and so on, whether we're looking from the days of Zenith James and all of that to come down to the Claudius Emmanuels and Valerie Leons and so on. For example, they even had a guy that they were promoting as being a big hotshot. What's his name? Isaac Anthony.
My good friend.
You know, are you trying to tell me Isaac Anthony was not capable of leading a budget team
and so on to put together? Man is brilliant. Full disclosure, my classmate, my good friend.
You know.
The man is brilliant.
But Isaac Anthony was being touted as being a possible
leader of the party
or leader or so on. So don't tell me that you did not hold him in sufficient regard. That you can say between him and the other people there that you could do it. Philip JP is using those same people, you know, and he's getting the results.
But you know what stopped Ernst & Young is not that he really did not want to continue with them, you know, but they had reached the point where the country. And he had to go on TV and say, the country is broke. We have no... I played the clip. I can play it again at some time. The country is broke.
Of course the country
We have no more money.
Of course
the country is broke. And here is a guy, and I have to explain. I have to show you how bad this guy was at management. When this guy assumed office, Dr. Augustine, when he came in, he was blessed because the economy was rebased. He benefited from that rebasing.
But then he needed to do his bit of grandstanding.
Yeah, but
the grandstanding of VAT.
But the rebasing gave him so much more fiscal space to borrow. And he proudly proclaimed on one of the shows, man, I borrowed 500 million.
Yeah.
You borrowed, you got rebasing. So the economy was rebased. So you benefit a larger economy. The debt to GDP went down. You were able to... You borrowed 500 million.
Because you became more creditworthy.
And then, COVID hit it 2 weeks after COVID, the country is broke. We have no more money. Where did all that money go, ladies and gentlemen? So, I mean, the flabbos, those are not the diehards, because we know the diehards, it does. Although they can change. When you go to vote this time around and you vote SLP, it doesn't mean you're not flabbo, you know. But you have to vote for the future of your children and grandchildren. We have the tale of two prime ministers. Jacqueline, if you have it there. One, we saw 2016 to 2021 run the country broke. He borrowed and he threw our money away. I just gave you a list of what I think this guy should be held accountable for. He on the side. You understand? Just the largesse. Just throwing money away. And you're looking at a man in 3 years. Look at what he has done. Unemployment figures. Oh, we getting there. We're going down to single digits. Record arrivals in tourism. Investor confidence is back. Not so? I mean, things are booming. Somebody, now I will not call the name, but one of my friends who is well placed, we sat down at our usual spot and we were sagaciating. I don't know where that word came from. That's the word they use, sagaciate.
It has to do with sagacity, right?
Yeah. And he was telling me, but fella, no, boy, you're reading that thing wrong, that traffic. And the traffic is ridiculous going up north. He says, what you don't realize, there's a boom in the economy. Christmas is early. I said, what do you mean? And he said, have you gone to the wharf? I said, no. He said, when you pass, you see. He says, man, the wharf is loaded with containers. I said, seriously? Because there's a boom. Now, that's my friend, I think, So when I go to my gym, the sea, my swim and stuff afterwards.
Right.
A group of us, we just meet there and we exchange ideas. One of the guys says, Stevie Doe, you tell me, garçon. We're talking the excitement. Man, if you see the kind of containers bringing cement, and still...
this is the time when businesses and so on are bringing in their stocks for Christmas, New Year, and in fact, it's already at the
I was by Courts yesterday. That's what I plug. I went to get my... I don't know if you noticed yesterday, my glasses.
Okay.
The frame was broken.
Yes.
I didn't mention, so I had to go and get 2 new frames. One for the prescription, one for the reading glasses. And the guy said, and I saw Courts well, well stocked. And I was asking my guy there, I say, boy, hey, brother man, we ready, And he tell me, boy, every Wednesday there's a sale, and we ready, And he says, the father said, there's a boom, and that is true. He said, the guy on the beach told me, so, but guys, I want blocks. I can't get blocks. I look for 4-inch blocks and thing. I need about 200 blocks. I can't get blocks. I can't get workers. And I'm like...
And we have to realize they have the encouragement of the reduction
in the VAT.
In building materials. And the VAT and so on for 2 years. So people are now trying to, make hay while the sun shines. We are due for a break. It's our final break. Let's take it when we come back. Terry, you decide whether you want to continue.
We cannot leave our callers out. Yeah?
So we take a break right now, and Real Issues will be in the home stretch for today and for the week.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real Issues, 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM.
The Ministry of Health has launched yet another service under universal health coverage. This new service includes conducting pap smears using liquid-based cytology, which will assist in eliminating cervical cancer.
This new method of conducting pap smears is more comfortable and more convenient. So ladies, contact your nearest wellness center to get to know about our pap smear clinics.
Turnaround time for HPV testing is 1 week. Any abnormal or positive test, there will be a following week for cytology testing. We also going to test for HPV strains 16 and 18, which are the most aggressive, which cause cervical cancer. We can also test for other STIs such as herpes simplex type 1 and type 2, gonorrhea, chlamydia, and others.
Patients with an abnormal HPV and an abnormal cytology shall be referred to the colposcopy clinic. At that clinic, we shall assure that you get the proper treatment and guidance.
So come in and access this new service. Your health is our priority.
Why are you suffering from aches, pains, and illnesses? When there's help for you. At Health Service Center, we offer a wide range of treatment that has been scientifically proven to help you with your aches, pains, and illnesses. Our ICT machine is one of the most effective devices in the health field. It has shown positive results in many health problems, such as back pains, shoulder pains, migraine headaches, pain in the knees and legs, poor circulation, arthritis, diabetic neuropathy, numbness in the feet, strokes and sports injuries. ICT, repairs, rebuild. The power to heal, the future of pain relief.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff. Shelton Daniel is here to deal with the issues. Real issues. 12:30 p.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday on Real FM. The man.
Class, money, a foreign point of view explains much about Chasney, his contemptuous attitudes toward black St. Lucians, his Trump-like dangerous qualities. Philip Pierre comes from the St. Lucian universe and rooted in Castries East with all that is encapsulated by that. That's a message that I got privately on the WhatsApp from a very respectable St. Lucian. All right. Terry Fenelon, go ahead and you decide like I say, yes.
Brother Victor Girard, I tried to, do your assignment. I know it is not complete because the kind of wastage that we have seen during those years, we are still unlocking. There were projects, we'll open the lines in a while. There were projects called phantom projects. Let me explain. That was brought to my attention by my good friend who is now in Taiwan. I say, boy, Terry, there are some things really not on the books. So there's money. For example, I can give you one example of a phantom project. You go check it out. On the Mon, if you know the how you call it, the Benedictine chapel there, on that road.
Okay.
If you're going up, the second right, there's a nice guest house there. There's a park nobody uses.
Okay.
The QS is estimated.
Is that park on not Belmar Lane, but Frank Johnson
Something
Avenue?
like that, yes.
You go around the corner and okay, all right, I know that area very well.
There's a project that they undertook there. The QS, $200,000 at most. You know how much was paid out for that project?
Tell me.
1.5 million.
And that is in the constituency. That area is in Mr. Guy Joseph's constituency.
And you should know who was the guy handling that. He used to be my friend.
Okay.
He no longer takes my calls. That's fine. I will not call his name. You know what I mean?
No pun intended. No pun is necessary for that.
So
matter.
that side.
A guy is a guy.
They were masters at that. They gave us a lot of. They found novel ways of siphoning the money. Finder's fee. It was finder's fee, right?
Yes, of course.
We first came across that when they contract for the airport. So you go out and look for money, a finder's fee, we give you 1%. So if you negotiate for 500 million, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but very recently we had it for Taiwanese loan, that
commission.
That had
a
some
government loan commission.
And then the money ended up in Panama.
We are not forgetting Panama, Architectural works.
Architectural works. Mohammed and Salah.
Architectural works.
Bad architectural drawings.
So, these kinds of money, we have to get that from the PM's office, and the PM he doesn't want to drop those things. But we have to find a way to get it to, to release.
Well, the Prime Minister does not want to saddle the special prosecutor with
I understand
with any prejudice.
Yeah, I know that. So, architectural works, finder's fees, commission. There's another one I had written somewhere, right? But so far, that's about that will take us to about 500,000. 500 million. Sorry, wasted. Ladies and gentlemen, that's waste. If this nuts and bolts, you know who is the nuts and bolts man. That's how Kenny describe him. And you are seeing that he's tight, he's frugal, he is judicious in how he spends, because that's what is money. He can't be flagrantly just doing nonsense with the people's money. If he had that money at his disposal, oh my God, Shelton.
Yes.
Can you imagine what he would have done? How he would have transformed the landscape?
Quite true.
I mean, health services, etc. Schools and the police, because his passion.
Right.
For the police to ensure, and he always tell people, "I'm not a police officer, so he's not getting involved." He has. I must say, I like the movements of the new commissioner of police. I like his movements. He's meeting the press. He's going places and things. He's doing things. I'm not saying the others were not good, no, but I like his style. That's the kind of style that I can relate to. You understand? So, and the bloated direct awards. So, Mr. Girard, I'm not sure I have been able to capture the total wastage that we must hold this month to look for. Some of you can contribute, but Shelton, on Sunday, I expect to hear more policies, not nonsense about barrels for UWBs alone and other. I mean, very ridiculous. That's TABC stuff, eh? That side, TABC.
Yes.
I mean, you come in with no substance. You know, I mean, you're in disarray. Your party has no structure, and that's all. You know, you want to call it as of calling him prime minister retarded, makes him retarded, and that will get you votes. I mean, that's imbecilic, man.
If you intend to open the phone lines,
let's open the phone lines now, so we can take some calls. Yes,
we have just 15 minutes left. Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Yes.
487-9849, the number you can WhatsApp call us on that, and you can also reach us on the main line, the studio direct landline. That is 4533911. So 4533911, the local landline number, and 487-9849. We have our first caller. Good afternoon. Real issues. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. Yeah, go ahead.
Hello.
Okay, now, Shelton, I wanted to talk about the good stuff.
Hold on a second. If we don't have the first caller, if we can't get the first caller.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, hi caller, are you there?
Yeah.
Oui, moi là toujours, oui.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
C'est moun sa yo ni zoe, mais yo pa katan yo ni sie yo pa ka we. So quand yo pa ka we, yo pa katan, yo kay toujours comme ça, toujours critiquer. Bagay ki bon. Comme on toujours dit, si le gouvernement ça yo ba la chance, ça l'a qu'à passer sen d'abord. Richesse. Merci.
All right. Merci. Next caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, caller. Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Oh, I was confused for a bit.
Good afternoon.
Let me tell you. Do you know what a Phillips screwdriver is? Do you know? It tightens loose screws. You understand? Now, when you cannot get a Phillips and you encounter a Phillips screw, there is nothing you can do but to say, the screwdriver I have not working and the one that will work, you know, it not checking on my side. So of course you have to find a way to then agree to what you have not bought. So Mr. Pierre Philip is a screwdriver. He's tightening the nuts and bolts.
Correct.
And
nuts and bolts.
Guy cannot get through, cannot get past, cannot get around. Even though they are trying every trick in the book to sabotage the process, but we are protecting the victory and we are on the road of progress. Much more success to come in the next 2 years. And them fellas can wrap their brain around it because, hello, they realize and recognize that the 2 seats they have are in danger. And they used to be 43%ers. They are going lower and lower and lower. Have a wonderful rest of the afternoon. Looking forward to
Sunday the day.
Rest. So, no bye pali. Bye-bye.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Shelton, I must tell you, on Wednesday, what day is today? I have no idea.
Today is Friday.
Okay, we have another call. We'll take that call.
Your favorite day of the week. We have a call on the line. Hi, good afternoon. Real issues.
Good afternoon, Mr. Daniel, Senator Daniel, and Mr. Felina.
Good afternoon.
Yes, Doc. Good afternoon to you.
I wanted to talk about this creative ways these guys use
That's right.
to siphon off money.
Yes.
And the bloated people, you know, when people make noise about a minister using the term medborder, to me there are things that they should be outraged about.
That's right.
And the way those guys milk the country, it's amazing that all the professionals, what I call the sins, the solutions, intellectuals and neutrals, remain silent, the sins, during the term of Chasney. Because there's a clip I would like you to get in the House where Dr. Anthony is pressing Alan and Guy on the cost of St. Jude's.
All right.
And finally, Alan Chasney whispered, cost undetermined. So the guys build a hospital without any bill of quantities.
Quantities, correct.
They did the airport. And I mean, to me, that is one of the most egregious forms of bad governance in the world you could find. And yet still, people still want to support Alan and talking about bringing them back. And then the neutrals and the intellectuals and neutrals sat silent during the excesses. I mean, the guys get bloated, and that was just milking. And in fact, I wrote about it before. I said St. Lucia was heading on a path of low growth and high debt. So what we saw in 2019, when the country recorded negative growth, and yes, to answer Guy Joseph, there is something called negative growth.
Yeah.
And tell him, economist Carlton Augustine said that. Okay? If you want to come and challenge me. And then we saw what happened in 2020. Yes, I expected the economy to collapse, but not as much as 24.5%. So what we saw was no accident. St. Lucia, and it is all about enriching themselves. And one of these days, we have to get into the nexus between Fresh Start and Nationwide. If we notice, some of the payments for the contracts by Fresh Start were supposed to have gone to Nationwide in the big 70 million direct award. People have to get to the bottom of this.
That's right.
But I just wanted to say that the bloated direct awards, millions and millions were siphoned.
That's right.
The other thing they did it, I know time is running. Remember there was this whole thing about cost overruns?
Yes.
Under the care. So if you gave bloated direct awards without bill of quantities, we could not be accused of cost overruns. That is the whole. So there are two reasons. They could have siphoned money, and then they would not be accused of cost overruns. But that is one of the most egregious forms of bad governance you could find anywhere in the world. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Shelton, I was about to tell you that one of the journalists I admire too, Stanley Lucian.
Okay.
Oh my word. Yeah, we have to take the callers. Yeah, let's take the call.
We made it the time for them. Hi, caller. Real issues, you're on the air. Yes, hi. Hello. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah, am I on?
Yes, you are on.
Yes, you are, yes.
Yeah, I'm calling to remind the Minister of Information and Broadcasting that we expect to hear the proceedings of the House on Tuesday on Radio St. Lucia.
Yeah.
Or find another radio station to broadcast this information.
Yeah.
That's all I have to do for now.
Okay.
And I hope I heard all what the senator said last week concerning the Facebook page and NTN. I'm talking about Radio St. Lucia.
Yeah.
You did it once, you can do it twice, and you can do it all the time for the House and the Senate. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
So I was making the point, Shelton.
Stanley Lucian,
that he made a point. The caller was on, and he was saying all the right things. Some of the things that we have said. Oh my word! We have to take the call. Because I'll always come back.
The point where you open the phone lines. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, we'll take that call.
Yeah. Hi, caller. Real issues. You're on. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Am I on?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. The question I'm asking: what Philip Jippe has done to Guy Joseph for him to be calling him retarded? I don't know, because all the things Jippe is doing is good things, smart things, intelligent things. And for Guy Joseph to be calling Philip Jippe retarded. And the biggest retarded I'm seeing there, when I look at the amount of things the man did to St. Lucian when he was in power, is Alan Shaftney.
Right.
Is the biggest retarded you could ever find. Because he did a lot of things that a retarded is doing. So tell Guy Joseph that he is leading the opposition, the best retarded I ever seen.
Right.
That's my opinion.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And that side. So you are saying, and to me that's the highest accolades. That's the highest you could go. He put his neck out there. He says, yes, I know I'm going to be criticized. And he says, yes, I will continue. Yes, let's take the call. Because we had no calls yesterday.
Yes, that's true.
Yes, caller.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Terry, good
Oh,
afternoon.
if we knew it as Miguel, man, I would have continued, you know. Okay, my buddy, go ahead.
Happy weekend to you, gentlemen, and
All
to
right.
viewers and listeners.
Yeah,
and I
thank
will
you.
see you Sunday, I suppose.
Not suppose, God willing, all things considered, yes.
All right. So I'm just rising on a point of clarification
Right.
there. Well, edification. Let me put it this way. You know, while certain bus drivers, certain bobblers, certain ministers, are calling our Prime Minister, our revered Prime Minister, a retard. I put that in quotations because that is not even used in this day and age, my brother.
Yeah, we know that.
All right. Let me just say that, let me remind him that Philip Joseph Pierre was among the first Inusians to graduate from the University
First class
of West
honors.
Indies with an honors degree.
Yeah.
So that should mean something, number one. And number two, before I go, and I'm going to have the phone, I'm finished, I'm going to ask him to please, to return to Honorable Robert Lewis and his wife, Wendy Bailey, the degrees that he got, that they assisted him with on his behalf. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Any of you?
Yeah, they were lynched, man, or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you very much, yeah.
Stanley was saying he paid him another call. All right, caller, you on?
Hi, good afternoon. Real issues.
Yes, the afternoon is real good. Sheldon.
Yes.
I am on your show because you have told me when you ask me to stop, I need to stop because it's your thing, it's your way, or I go the highway.
I don't think I put it quite that way, but go ahead.
But that's what it meant.
I don't know. It's probably Malpali Friday, so go ahead, do your thing.
You need to bring that man more often,
I know that's where it was going to. Don't worry. Vendredi Malpali, vendredi moun ki jam mwen, moun mwen eme, so pas ni problème. Allez palo ma di rien encore.
I don't blame Guy for saying anything that is out of place about Philip J. Pierre. Because the biggest job that has ever been done would have been the airport. That was taken away. That was stopped. And the gold mine, the box, stopped. Don't you realize that was referred to Guy Joseph? I would have been mad too. But I'm telling you, July 2021 was the day God did not only put his hand, he put his feet, his hands, and his head in there. If Alan had won that election,
Balfini.
oh bon Dieu, finito. The only one thing I have to say, let's do what we have to do. And Sheldon, you keep saying something that makes a lot of sense. We have to watch these people at all angles. Anything you see that might look like something that ain't right, look at it and stay at it. Don't blink your eye. They are up to do anything to get what they want.
Okay.
Have a good day, people. Have a good weekend.
All right.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much.
Let's take our final call.
Yeah, yes.
Hi, caller. Good afternoon. Real issues. They're listening. Yeah, good afternoon. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sheldon, I was trying to ask Dr. Sylvia a question because I heard it on a platform Sunday, a campaign about health problem we have in the hospital. The Sunday. Now, Wednesday on Newsmaker Live, I wanted to ask her, if the hospital have a problem and you want to address it to the nation, why is it on a platform, politics platform you have to come? And Timothy didn't allow me to ask the question.
That is his show. He can decide who he wants to say what on his
and
show.
when I tried to ask the question, Timothy cut me off.
Yeah, well, it's his show. It's not how it goes in St. It's my show.
My show.
you know?
I know where you got it from.
Because, I mean, I don't have a problem if they have if you see they have something wrong. So, as a doctor, if you care about the country, first place you go is on a platform where guy and people talking about police and making a fun of that. So that means nobody will. I can't take you serious as a doctor concerned about the country because you take that the place you started the wrong place already with the problem. You want to have a look, but come and tell us address the nation about the generally you serious on something, but you want to put it on.
Yeah, but bro, let me tell you, don't make the real issues the place where you come and complain about other talk shows. You have something to say, a point to make. You call this program, make your point. Okay, we're not a police station to bring complaints about other talk shows. At least now you know where you are allowed to speak.
I didn't bring up a question. I only say
I understand what you're saying, but when you call real issues, what we're doing, we gotta go now anyway. Lotto is coming in. All right. Thank you very much, everyone. Enjoy your
Double Daily Grand 1, 5, 10, 20. Big 4 5, 8, 6, 4. Big 4 multi-X FP. Pick 2, 2, 8. Pick 2 multi-X 2X. 1 off 0, 8, 8. Lucky 3 1, 5, 1. Lucky 3 multi-X FP.
The man, the voice. Your hero is back. Raw facts, no fluff.